Look at the grinding up behavior in the Dow here. Just grind, grind, grind. So if I'm doing this trend line, and the bottom seems a little actually let me do a drawing with nothing on it. A couple things going on.
Before we get rolling here, just a reminder to please like and share our videos. Your support helps us to continue to bring you the wonderful content that we share with you each and every week.
Right, this is my most recent price pattern. Basically, is here. Right, here's my pattern target. Everybody sees that. We kind of exceeded that a little bit on Monday, and well, first of all we hit it here. We set in a shorter term cut pattern, and it makes the breakout levels look something like that. Right, so that's kind of what's going on in that context. So we should all be aware of that, right? That's shorter term movement. We have longer term stuff going on too, but this is our shorter term stuff that's happening, and a breakout implies a move to 47.6. And I like doing this one, and I encourage you guys to do it too, because you don't trade it probably. I mean, unless you trade the diamonds, which you could do for sure. We're not trading this, so we can do technical analysis on this with more of a clean mind, because we don't have money on the line and we're not trying to take a position in it. We're just doing it. We're just taking a look at it. So I think that can be beneficial. But that's what's going on from a horizontal standpoint in the short term. Let me just remove. I'm just going to clean this. But look at this. If I'm doing a diagonal, let me just clear this. We're doing our most recent diagonal. A lot of times I might do it from the top. So from here, I might say, well, it's kind of cleaner from the top. Probably not from there. Maybe from like here. Maybe I go backwards. Right. So I kind of like something like that for a top. And then when I roll in my channel, I might be doing something like this, and just see how it looks from the bottom, and say, okay, so that's like my up channel for the top, and then I got my bottom channel that's actually coming in more like this. If I go for width, right? So this is like our two channels, right? This is our support channel. This is our resistance channel. They're converging, right? So I look at this as like a triangle pattern. Like if I was doing horizontal triangle pattern. We're tightening in, and it's either going to shift up, and it's either going to break the upper resistance and follow the lower channel, probably, right? So I might break upper resistance and follow the lower channel. If I do break this here, then I'm looking at, right, this is the area I'm looking at, whatever the top, wherever this comes out in the time frame. Okay. If I break lower channel, I'm looking at coming down to here. Right, if I break the upper channel support, I'm looking at coming down to here. But eventually this is going to come, and it's going to be basically in the middle of the two channels here. And eventually this runs out of room. It's got to break one channel or the other. If it reacts to that break, like sometimes it doesn't react to the break, like it'll come back, maybe we come back down and we maybe break it slightly and then pop right back in again. Right, that's just telling me maybe I'm a little bit steep with my support level, and maybe I want to redraw that. But if I get a decisive break down here, then this becomes my new resistance level, and my new expectation is we're kind of running in here, right? Let me just, if it's clear, if on the other hand we have a decisive break like over, this level and we come up into here, then my new expectation is sort of end up probably coming into here until eventually this reaches this level here, and that's going to be my new support point. Right. So that's the way that a lot of times I'll do channel stuff. Right. And then of course I want to see how that corresponds in with my I want to see how that corresponds in with my uh, horizontal levels. Right. So I know I got this going on here. I'm kind of expecting, like normally I expect a breakout that's going to break out, come up into price pattern target, which is here. Right. So notice how this correlates in together. Like just start seeing stuff like this. And like I said, I'm not doing this all the time, but I'm just showing you the way I'm looking at the market. And a lot of times I'll just do this visually. I won't even draw it out. But from a horizontal standpoint, if this were to break out, I'm kind of expecting that we're going up into here, which means I'm exceeding this level, right? That's my price pattern target. My pullback should be to here. My bullish pullback should be to there. And then it's going to likely go back higher again, right? And that's the way I would be looking at that if this ends up breaking higher and then coming up over the top side of this channel. Then I'm seeing that as likely price movement. I might see this as a support break, and then we're going back down to here. We're retesting the high, right? And then we should bounce that. And of course, if we break that level, I'm breaking lower channel, I'm breaking horizontal, I'm coming back down into my lower channel support. Right, so that's my if-then ladder that's lining up. And then from there, I'm likely going to bounce to here. I'm going to set in this zone, and then I'm going to have that breakout, and that breakout should stay underneath my lower channel. Okay, that's basically my if-then scenarios that might happen in the marketplace. And like, I don't know what's going to happen from here, but I know that if I'm in a trade and this happens, then we're probably staying under this level, and I'm going to trade it that way. And I know if this happens here and we come up into here and we back off of this, then we're probably going to stay under this level, but over this level, and I'm trading that way, right? And it may cause me to maybe roll up a position that is way behind the market, maybe, or maybe close the trade and reposition a little bit higher. If it goes up, might cause me to maybe go super bullish back down here if the market comes down, right? So I just have this whole scenario going on, and depending on what's going on here, I'm going to do what's best positionally to play with those probabilities. Anyway, for the Dow, we for all the indexes, I think we hit all-time highs during the week last week, and um, then let's see, Russell here. We hit another all-time high in the Russell. This is our last week's implied volatility. We said it was fairly likely we would hit the upper number last week. We did hit the upper number last week, and then we sold off of it. That shouldn't be too much of a surprise.